guys, it's Jessica from Peace Love Books, and today I'm here with a video chatting all about what's on my Kindle. And I will be talking about books I have out on KU, but I will also chat about arcs that I have on my Kindle as well. I 100% stole this idea from Tori from Novel Life. I will link her channel down below. I asked her what she was posting this week because I was like, I do know I want to do something about KU, but I didn't know if I want to do like another just what's on my Kindle KU TBR, but I was like, this is a good idea. I'm gonna steal it. Is that okay? She's like, I don't care. So I'm doing it. I'm going to be chatting about all the books that I have out on KU and some arcs that I have and any other things that have popped up on my Kindle lately that I'm very excited to read. Some of them I might have already read or I'm in the middle of, so we will chat about it. The first one was a little bit of a just like impulse ad for KU. I do that a lot, and that is The Fake Out by Stephanie Archer. This one in particular I've been seeing a lot about. I know that she did Behind the Net, and I think she has another surfing one maybe, unless I'm thinking about the wrong author, but this one I've seen a lot of, and I was looking at the top 100 on Amazon. I like to do that sometimes, maybe like once a week I'll scroll and be like, what's everybody reading right now? And sometimes I'll be surprised. Sometimes I'm like, well, yeah, I know that's super popular right now, but this one is still in the top 100 and I am super intrigued. And I think this one specifically is the one that I have seen most people loving by her. All I know is it's hockey and it might be fake dating, and it looks like she has skates on too, so I don't know if she is a figure skater, but I love the purple of this cover too. Definitely caught my eye. I also have an arc. This was another impulse sign up, which I need to stop doing this year, but this is Daughter of Sherwood. Let me look up the author for you. So I saw this in a Facebook group because I'm in like 1,000,001 authors Facebook groups and also just like generic reader groups on Facebook, and I saw an author post that they were looking for arc readers for this, and I was like, it's a Robin Hood Why Choose, and I was intrigued, so I was like, you know what, why not? And I do like the cover. So it's by K.C. Kingmaker. She has a cruel father, a sick mother, and suitors nipping at her heels, and she's an heiress, but it says she doesn't get to go out a lot in life, so she would rather be like a man, being able to gamble. She likes to go to the forest sometimes and disguises herself, but her family's attacked by a violent gang of bandits, and her free life in the woods becomes her nightmare, so she's thrust from an imaginative prison to a real one, and the merry men are savage and feral. She's kind of excited about this freedom. Okay, so the like pitch of this book says that it's a dark fantasy romance retelling. Robin is a woman, the merry men are merciless, morally gray, vicious, and obsessed with the heroine. So it sounds like they kidnap her and her family, and she is at first like, oh my gosh, this is horrible, and then she's like, wait a second, I think I like it. So I went ahead and said, I want an arc of that, and so I was sent one, and I'm very excited to read it. I do have Psycho Shifters by Jasmine Mass out. This one, I told you, I'm like in a very dark or why choose mood right now. So this one is our heroine. She has grown up as an orphan and she's raised by this guy with her sister. Her sister's at school because you go to school from like 13 to 18 or something. So she's 19, and so she's about to have to go to be tested to see if she has powers or not. She's always thought she was human, and she's been abused her entire life by this guy that she works with, and she gets dragged off to this lake to be tested, and it turns out she's actually an alpha, and like the first ever female alpha, and so she gets taken then to this pretty much castle with these 4 guys. I'm like 40% of the way through right now, and I think there's 4 of them, and they're all like shifters, and I think they're alphas. I have a really hard time grasping the whole alpha beta dynamic, and like especially in New Worlds, so I think that they're alphas, but they can shift into animals. We have a snake, we have like a thing with horns, I don't remember what he is, and other things, maybe something with fur. She is supposed to have powers, and so she is just like being thrown around by them, but she has this thing in her called the numb, that she calls it, that like kind of clicks on, and she's able to like, it's like her survival instinct. I think that's going to be something interesting, but I think she's going to be with all the guys. We've already had a little bit of a steamy moment, and I was like, I'm here for it, and I'm excited to read more and like figure out more about this world. I think it's like 6 books right now, but very entertaining so far. I do have Through the Glen by Samantha Young. I actually have not read this synopsis yet, but I did get sent the e-arc, and I do have the physical copy now from the author, and I'm so excited for this book. It's a Scottish Highlands book. It's book 3 in the series. I have really enjoyed the first 2. The first one I gave I think 5 stars, the second one I gave 4 stars, and this one I've heard is the best so far though from people I know who've read it. So it says he's cynical and she's a shy Scot, and they're super opposite, but then they're brought together in the Highlands. He's the second son of a British Viscount. Ooh. He's an award-winning screenwriter and creator. This takes place at this estate where like famous people go. She's a housekeeper. So she's been in the previous ones and she's very like reserved and really quiet. I guess she quits the estate and shares her secret with a club member and asks him to consider her books to, oh my god, she's actually a best-selling crime writer. So she wants him to turn them into movies. And it says that weeks spent locked up in her cottage would lead them to form an intense, undeniable attraction. Oh my gosh, this one sounds amazing and I'm very, very, very excited to read it. So that arc is going to be read soon. I also have Toxic Love by Jagger Cole. This one is the new book in his Mafia series. I've heard Mary from More to Mary talk about Jagger Cole a lot and I'm really, really intrigued. So for sure need to read this one, especially since it's a new series. I really want to. The Summer You Found Me by Elizabeth Rourke is an arc that I've already read. It comes out soon. I have a reading vlog all for this. This one's about the heroine that was the ex from book 2's hero, and she is not really nice, but she is a recovering drug addict and she also had lost a child in her past with the hero from book 2. So she is coping and struggling with a lot. She's falling for her ex's best friend. So yeah. I have Whispers of the Deep by Emma Hamm. This one I got because I saw her super pretty hardcover she was selling herself, but it was gonna be like $60 for one book and I was like, I don't really want to buy that. The shipping was really expensive, so I was like, no thank you. But I think Averie from Ava's Romance Books has read this and really liked it. I think she's read this author before. So this one looks like it's a merman book. And I have a lot of fantasy out right now that I'm very excited for. So, ooh. Okay, she is the engineer that keeps Beta, the city under the sea, running. She encounters the monster of a legend, a dangerous merman from an ancient civilization long forgotten. Oh, and he is trying to eradicate Beta once and for all to protect his kind. And his kind apparently is very peaceful. And so then they run into each other and fall in love, I'm guessing. I just love this cover so much and I was very, very intrigued. Then I have Entranced by Sylvia Mercedes. No idea where I found this. I was just like perusing Amazon and started adding different fantasies to my Kindle Unlimited. So this one says it's Prince of the Doom City #1. I also really love that cover. This is why, because the tagline is a dangerous prince and a determined librarian bound by a fate neither can resist. The whole librarian thing reminded me of The Mummy and I was like, yes. So she is an indentured servant of the Fae. She's serving a 15-year sentence for a crime she doesn't remember committing. So she spends her days working in the king's library. Then the conniving prince of the Doom City shows up and he wants to buy her for his own purposes. Ooh, okay. So, and she's trying to recover her forgotten memories from when the thing happened that she was thrown in prison for. So, exciting. Then I have Bride of the Shadow King. I think for this one I saw a box doing the special edition for it and I actually liked the original covers better and I was like, oh my god, these covers are stunning, so I need to read this book. Of the original, not the book box. So this one is book 1 in a series and this is for fans of Bridge Kingdom and Deal with the Elf King. It's an arranged marriage romance about a human princess forced to wed a dark and desperate Shadow King. She's a shunned princess, he's a reluctant king. It could save their kingdoms and destroy their hearts. I really want to read it. Even that's all I know and I really want to read it. Then I do have Outdrawn by Deanna Gray. I remember seeing this on Instagram and I was like, yes please, I need that in my life. I want to read more sapphic romances this year and they are rival artists and the one is a webcomic and she is going to have a full-time position at a company and she has to actually, I think, work together with her rival. So that sounds really cute. That makes sense. The title's Outdrawn and they're both artists. I love it. I love it. I love it. My sister actually has Swordcatcher by Cassandra Clare out from the library, so I do have that on my Kindle. I have Lessons in Revenge by Natalia LaRose. So this one is book 1 in the Vengeance Duet, and I think it's a dark romance. Yes, so it's a dark romance in the first book and a duet, and it says that she walked into his restaurant with a loaded gun and the insatiable need to avenge her father's death. Interesting. This says that in exchange for her life, one of the brothers is going to teach her how to hate and the other one's going to teach her how to love, so they make a bargain. And that's all I know about this book. I don't even know where I found this one. Like, honestly, when I find books in my Kindle Unlimited, I'm like, when did I add this and why did I add this? But dark romances are something that I really want to read right now, so That's why I want it. Unsteady by Peyton Corinne. This is a book that Tori read and loved, and it is a, I think, ice skating and hockey player romance, and I think he has PTSD from when he got injured, and he's having a really hard time skating again? Playing again? Possibly, but I know she loved it, so I was like, instantly download, obviously. Then I have Pretty Little Psycho by M. Violet. I don't know where. I was obviously in a super dark romance mood when I was adding these. Ooh, I think this is a why choose. So this says that she's usually the girl who passes out when she gets too drunk and regrets things in the morning. She thought she could reinvent herself at this academy that she's starting at until she met them. 3 depraved psychos of Raven's Gate. Everyone feels them and they want to own her and punish her. So this one says it's a dark academia, dark bully romance where the heroine ends up with multiple love interests. Oh, but it says you should read the first duet first. Why? Why do they do that? You do not have to read that duet first, but they recommend it. Well, I'll probably be returning this, but it did catch my eye. I have Savor It by Tara DeWitt, which is her new release. I have an arc of this that I'm so excited to have. Okay, so this one sounds like it's a fake dating romance. Her boyfriend of 5 years breaks up with her, and then he's all of a sudden like engaged to someone else, and the hero is a chef, and he loses a Michelin star, and then they decide to fake date for some reason. I don't know, it's a very, very long synopsis, but this one I'm definitely very excited for a new Tara DeWitt book. It has been far too long. We also have a Fate Inked in Blood by Daniel Jensen. I'm very excited for this one. This one is a fantasy romance, and I think it has to do with Vikings. I've just seen amazing reviews so far, so obviously I want to read it. We also have Collide by Bal Cabra, I think. I can't see the title because it always has the Kindle Unlimited thing underneath, but this one's another hockey romance. The cover is really cute. I actually really like this style of illustrated cover, and I feel like this is so in right now that if you have this cover, you're gonna do really well in the charts, but definitely intrigued by that. I also still have Obsession Falls by Claire Kingsley. I've not read this yet. This was her new romantic suspense that had come out, and I'm like, I need to read this, and I never have, and I just love romantic suspense so much, so obviously I really, really, really need to read this one and pick it up soon. We also have Where Broken Wings Fly by, I think it's J. Rose. It is by J. Rose. I'm pretty sure this is a why choose. A small town why choose full of spice, second chances, found family, and sizzling hot mountain men. I don't love contemporary why choose as much as paranormal why choose, but I do love Elle Thorpe, but that's like dark romance still too. Like there's lots going on in there. So she finds escape in the rugged snow-capped mountains after leaving an abusive husband, and she didn't intend to surrender her heart to 3 tortured mountain men. We'll see if I like this. This is just gonna be like an experiment with a new genre, a new subgenre of tropes I love, combining them. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. I still have Kiss the Smoke, which is a dragon shifter romance. Why choose romance? I think that I talked about this in my last KU one. I still have that. I will say, I did finally read the oldest book I had on KU. It was Hold by Claire Kent, but it's not on my Kindle anymore because I finished it. I did end up really enjoying it. That one was a solid 4-star read, so I'm very excited about that. I also have Kennedy Ryan's new one that's coming out soon. This one I'm so excited to read. I have not looked at a synopsis, and I honestly don't want to because I just know I love and will read anything Kennedy Ryan writes. So I'm not gonna look at what this is about, but this one comes out I think in February. This one comes out so soon, and it was on NetGalley for like 1 day only. Anybody could download it, and I ran to NetGalley. So I'm very excited for a new book by her. It's been so long, and they're always so emotional, so I can't wait. Those are all the romances I have on my Kindle lately. I probably have a couple more that are like really old KU books, but I've talked about them multiple times because they've been on my KU for so long, so I will not be talking about those, but that is what I have so far. Let me know what you're excited for me to read and what I should get to first. I am trying to cut back on arcs, so I don't have too many, but I am excited for all the ones that I have, and I cannot wait to read them, so let me know what I should read first, and let me know what you're excited to read, and that's all I have. As always, thank you so much for watching, and have a good day. Bye.